beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Would you be my neighbor? Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Power to the People. How can I tell you we're live? This is how you know we're live. At about 4 or 5, we get more snow. I'm so sick of snow, I don't know what to do.
Oh, boy.
And we haven't even had a bad winter except for the one bad storm and the ice storm and the storm before that. But I've seen worse. But I'm telling you, so I'm watching at 4 o'clock this morning. Couldn't sleep. So I watched this station that I downloaded. I could watch all these different newscasts. Why did I turn on Florida? You know what it's going to be today in Florida? 90 degrees.
Oh, boy.
90. Not 72. 90 degrees. Hi, Carolyn Lane. And like they saying stuff like, stay hydrated. I don't want to hear nothing about staying hydrated. Stay hydrated. Stay in the shade. You know what I do when I go to Florida? I don't hydrate. No, I do. I do a little bit. But I don't hide out in this under the shade. I don't want to be in the shade. I want to get crispy. I'm black and I'm proud. I want my
Not crispy, though.
I want to get crispy. But the problem is, you know, my mother is very light-skinned. She can never get a tan. My dad is brown. So I got this mixed pigmentation. So when I get sun, I peel. Ain't a whole lot of black people peel. I peel. My head peels. Like, it'll be so nice and crispy brown.
Wow.
But I don't use sunscreen. Oh, I'm going to get 100 emails.
Oh, yeah.
Let me shut up. Let me just shut up. No. 58, I'm telling it. I need to wear sunscreen. I don't. But I still think I'll peel. You think I peel?
I'm sure everybody will peel.
I peel so bad. It's nasty. And it usually, thank God, it doesn't happen while I'm in Florida. It's after I get back. But then, like my first day, I try not to peel, so I try not to wash my hair because I want to show up to work nice and brown. So I just like pat my head.
Wow. And
then that night, when I go to brush it, it's just like flakes, brown flakes all in my eyes. Gross. Get gross. But I'm so mad at I saw that 90 degree.
I bet.
When before I was elected, and when we had just moved down here. I came in one winter. This is how much I can't stand the winter. I came in one day. I called Janice. I said, I'm going to Florida right now. She said, where? I said,
Don't even matter.
I'm going, and I didn't know where. I said, I'm going to the airport. And wherever the next flight to Florida is going, I'm getting on it. And I'm not
That's
kidding
wild.
you. I went to Florida with a briefcase. Thanks, Rambo. I went to Florida with a briefcase, and that's it. One hard attache case. No toothbrush.
Oh, that's the kind of trip I want to take.
No anything. I got to, where did I end up going? It was going to Fort Myers. Nope. Fort Lauderdale. It's the first time I ever went to Fort Lauderdale. Didn't know nothing about Fort Lauderdale. Flew to Fort Lauderdale. Got off. Went and I rented a Sebring, convertible Sebring.
Ooh, buddy.
Can't stand those cars. But I rented it because I wanted a convertible.
Yeah, I don't like the Seabrings either.
I went to Sears and bought me some clothes. I went to Rite Aid and got toiletries. And I stayed there for 3 or 4 days.
I've always wanted to take that kind of trip where you just go and you just get everything once you get
Yes.
there, and you don't have a care in the world.
Yes.
And you don't really care. So if you leave all the stuff, it doesn't matter.
It just doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I always wanted to take a trip like that.
Oh, my gosh. And then I fell in love with Fort Lauderdale, and I go back and forth because, you know, you can go to Miami.
Yep.
And they had, it wasn't JetBlue. It was a different little Peanuts fare. We didn't have Southwestern. People's Express.
What?
I think it was called People's Express.
Never even heard of it.
Yeah. So I would go, and my parents did that one time. We were going to. My mother's gonna kill me for telling. We were going to Pennsylvania to get some lottery tickets. I think, not we. I was a little kid. Tell all my parents' business. My mother listens. My father be like, "What's the day? Were you on the radio today?" So she had home going like, "Shut up." So we were going. I was a little kid. We got to Pennsylvania, and then we just kept driving. They decided to just keep. We had no clothes. We had nothing. My mother had a yellow Vega, and we drove, and we went to Ohio, Columbus, and state. Just kept driving, and it was like the best trip of my life because I got to buy stuff.
Yeah.
You ain't had no clothes.
Yeah.
We had to buy stuff. You go in. I don't even know what store. Kmart probably. Go in Kmart, and then I bought something, a little toy for the car, a little puzzle, and all that kind of stuff. And so that's what we did.
Yeah, some of the best weekend trips. My mother was the same way. She would just wake you up and be like, "Hey, we're going for a ride." And
And y'all would just go?
You were like, "Where are we going?" And she would be like, "Just get dressed." And we would end up in New York City, Baltimore at the harbor. We would down at the Jersey Shore. We would just end up anywhere. So you just always had to be ready whenever she said, "Let's just get up and go."
See, I don't like driving that much like that. So that's why I bought the Tesla.
Yeah. So
Because my car drives itself. But guess what? I'm scared of it sometimes.
especially on them exit
I'm
ramps.
so scared. When I had Councilmember White in the car, we going toward Niagara Falls, and we get ready to hit that Grand Island Bridge. And I took it off. He's like, "Come on, D, just leave it on." I'm like, "Dude, I'm not trying to go over," because the other day I had it on. And it was a long stretch of road that didn't have any. You got to have
The lines in the road.
the lines on the road, because that's how it knows to keep you in the lane. And it didn't have it. And that joker started drifting. And I was like, "Oh, no. So sometime, I'll put it on, but and I'm getting ready to get rid of it. I can't stand Tesla. I can't stand Tesla. I said it. I'm old enough to say it, and I paid enough for it.
I was going to say, it's
No,
yours.
it's about to leave. It's about to leave because there is nobody here that can take care of it. Number one. Number two, nobody here will work on it. If you get a scratch on that car, they will not work on it because Tesla won't give them the paint.
No, you know what? I just heard someone on the radio say that they have 2 certified Tesla locations. I missed who it was.
I'd love to know where.
But just heard it on the radio.
Because I haven't found it. It don't matter to me, no way. I got a couple more months on the lease, and that joke is going to be gone. Goodbye, bye. Every time you got a problem, you have to literally either email them. You can't even call. You got to email, then they'll call you back.
It's terrible.
They called me back last night, like 9 o'clock. I'm like, "Well, what about this? Trying to handle business. You don't see anybody face to face.
No, that's
I
terrible.
bought my first electric car and never drove an electric car. I got a lot of business to talk about today, real serious stuff. But the man dropped it off here on East Ferry in front of the bus stop.
Wasn't it like 10 o'clock at night?
Called me and said it was supposed to come the next day. They must have got here early. So he said, "Mr. Pridgeon, your car is in front of your house." I looked out the window. I said, "It ain't no car." He said, "I just dropped it off at 907 East Ferry." I said, "No, you didn't." I said, Sir, you cannot leave the car. I said, "What?" He said, "The keys are in it." I said, "Sir, you cannot leave that car. I'm on my way." I got here. The man was sitting in the carrier truck, and he got ready to pull off. I said, "Sir, you can't leave yet. I don't know how to drive."
Wow. That thing.
He said, "Only thing I can do is pull you into
parking
the
lot.
driveway, and then, sir, I got to drop off these other cars." Well, a preacher friend of mine the other day rented a electric car because they're renting them now. Mm-hmm. And he called me and said, "Pridge, I ain't gonna bust him." He said, "Pridge." I said, "What?" "Man, I got this electric car. How you cut it off?" I said, "You don't cut it off.
Just walk away.
You just get out." He said, "Man, I've been sitting here about a half hour trying to
God.
find where the ignition is to
God.
cut this car off."
Oh, no. That's terrible.
You just get, but I'm laughing. But that's what I did the first day. I'm in there. Remember, I keep sitting in there. I'm like, where is the ignition? So for those of you who never have been in an electric car, you don't do anything. You get in and you just push the pedal, and it just takes off.
And we talking fully electric.
Fully
not a
electric.
hybrid,
Yeah,
not a
I have a
hybrid.
fully electric car. Now, people say, oh, it's too expensive. Why you got the expensive car? First of all, because I work every day. But second of all, if you knew how much you save, I haven't bought gas in 3 years.
I was just getting ready to say, do you think you know how? Oh, sorry. Do you think you know how much you have saved on an estimate?
Well, when I had the SUV, I put in at least $80 every week and a half. Right, fill up.
Yeah.
It might take me a week and a half. But let's take high side. Let's say $70 a week I would spend in gas because I go a lot.
Okay.
So 70 times 50, let's just take 50. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, $3,500. So $3,500, you take that, so that's $7,000. I've had the car 3 years, so
Wow.
that's a big savings.
Yeah.
Because on this Tesla model, I don't have to pay for gas.
Yeah.
I mean, for electric. I just go out to the supercharger and
Right.
charge up. And you don't have to, never had to put in brakes because it stops itself. Mm-hmm. No filters, no oil.
Yeah. Ooh,
Now
yeah,
add
I
that
didn't
up.
even think of the maintenance
No
part of it.
oil,
Yeah.
no filters, no. Only thing you putting in is windshield wiper. That's it. So yeah, you pay up front, but you it's a clean energy and all that. So I'm getting ready to talk about stuff. I got a guest. I'm going to talk to her for a second. Then I'm going to talk about stuff. Big ups, and our heart is going out to our firefighter who gave up his
Jason
life.
Arno.
For us. You know, I was fighting the fire, young man. So we dedicate this show to Jason, his family, and to all of the brave men and women who put their lives on the line for us every single day. Much respect. I remember one of them said to me one time, everybody loves a firefighter.
Everybody.
Nobody is mad at a firefighter. We get mad at police. We get
Yeah.
mad at politicians, preachers, everything else. Nobody. I ain't never heard nobody say, I can't stand firefighters. We all love firefighters. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You've been here before.
I have.
What are you here for today? Tell them your name and
So I'm Jahaira Zapata. I'm the Senior Business Development Officer for the Enterprise Center at Pastone. That is a mouthful. But basically, I'm here to announce the She Means Business 2023
All right.
report. So we are starting March 14th. And this is basically a 7-week intensive workshop. It is virtual. And this is solely for women entrepreneurs. And so the idea behind it is, you know, we have a few weeks dedicated to learning about your target market, how to get to them, the importance of it, business model canvas, going over financials, just knowing the different type of statements, you know, and what those indicate for your business. And then we go into pitch preparation because this workshop culminates into a pitch competition with the opportunity to win up to $5,000.
wow.
Yes.
And this is crazy because later in the show, I'm talking about businesses and the type of businesses that people think we need, especially in Black and brown communities. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today, about business. So give me an example of a type of business, of the person who should be coming to this She Means Business conference or class.
So I can tell you based on last year's class,
Yep.
we had ladies that owned spas, salons. We had consultants, whether they were within like the mental health field or like holistic healing. We had people that had a product business as well. Really, just about everything under the sun. You know, if you have a business or if you're thinking about launching a business, this is a good program to insert yourself into because, again, it is free. And you have the opportunity to win free money, right? And
So
that
the
can help you
pitching
win.
is to win $5,000, you said?
Yes. So we have 3 winners. The grand prize is $5,000, but then we also have a $3,000 prize and a $2,000 prize.
Wow. And so they get that for their business. They can do whatever they want to in their business. So the people will come, and I know you probably said it, but you got to say it twice on radio.
Yeah, no.
What they're going to be learning, say that again. What the women, because it's for
Yes,
women only.
for women
For
only.
women only. Men, you cannot put on a wig and come in. It's for women only. So
Right.
for women only, and they're going to be learning, and then they can pitch.
Yes. So the breakdown of the course, again, it's 7 weeks First 2 weeks, we're talking about target market.
Yep.
We're talking about business model canvas, which is similar to a business plan, right? Just what's the structure of your business? How do you run it? How do you want to run it? Then the following 2 weeks is going to be a breakdown of financials. The following 2 weeks after that is going to be pitch preparation. So that's important because some of these businesses, they may actually end up being high growth businesses and they've never seen a pitch deck or know how to prepare a pitch deck.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so that's kind of what we work with them to do, prepare a pitch deck, to then also practice, right? Because it's nerve-wracking getting in front of a bunch of people, even though it's virtual, but just, kind of telling people about your business within 3 minutes, and you're going through like a lot of the information. And then on that that particular preparation, the 6th week, we'll then select out of the people that did do their pitch presentations, we'll select a few people to basically go on to the last round. That is going to be week 7, where it's, if you think of American Idol type of situation, right? So everyone gets to do their final pitch. We'll have a few judges, and they're going to get, feedback. And then from there, we will announce who the winners are right there on the call with everybody.
Wow.
So that particular event is not only for the ladies participating in the cohort, but it's also for friends and family, people from the community, just anybody that wants to join and see what's happening within the program.
People are asking online, and is this Women's Health Month?
Yes,
Women's History Month.
Women's History Month. Yep. So how do they get involved? How can they contact?
So they can go ahead and just text She Means Business to 716-553-5145, and then we can go ahead and send the link out to register. All you need to do to register is fill out the full registration form and submit your resume. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Free of charge.
Free of
It's
charge.
being paid for. Say that text again, because I never get it when y'all say text such and such to such and such. It always seems like it's backwards.
Seems a lot.
Yeah.
Say it again.
I know. So it's 716-553-5145. Just text the phrase "She Means Business."
And if you don't know how to spell "She Means Business," you probably not
ain't
gonna
the
make it through the class.
competition. This ain't for you.
If you don't know how to put in "She Means Business" and
Yes.
you misspell business, this ain't your class. This ain't your class.
Right.
But they'll know that they connected because it'll
Yes,
let them know. Okay.
Exactly. And a good thing to add to it is not only is there, so there's a 6 weeks worth of workshop, right? 7th is the competition, but within that there are also office hours added in there. So there's additional assistance outside of the regular class time, and there's also mentorship that goes within the financial piece. So there's a lot of extra, things that are involved in this. And honestly, a lot of the people that participated last year, they're signing up again because they're just like,
wow,
it was, so valuable that they want to come back and see what else they can do, how they can further their business. Obviously, those ladies are not eligible for
the 5,000.
Well, if they won the money, they're not eligible to win the money again.
Okay,
obviously.
so they ain't getting the money. Don't
Right.
come back. Don't come back. You got the 5,000. Don't come back again. Now, I went to a place, and I'll shout her out, Crazy Good Eats. And she was telling me how she got that building and how many other people wanted that building, but she came in with a business plan. She had her performance. She had all of this stuff that just kind of like blew them out of the water. So it is very important that we learn that.
Yeah, it is. And so part of the thing, that we teach not only in this particular course, but the Enterprise Center at Pastone in general, we are showing people, we're basically giving them the tools that they need to go out, whether they're asking for funding or they're looking for a partnership, with other organizations. People want to know that you've taken the time to really think through the process, really think through what you want your business to look like, not only today, but maybe 3-5 years from now. And that really does help get your foot in the door. So, sometimes people come and say, well, I don't really want a loan right now. And, especially for, Black and brown folks, you think loan, you just immediately think, oh, no, debt. Like, that's a bad word, right? But we kind of try and change that mindset to say, okay, there is a difference between good debt and bad debt and how to go about it.
Oh, you teaching. I remember my first house I bought. I called my uncle in Ohio. They own multiple properties. and businesses, and I had a little money, a little change put away. And I said, yeah, I'm going to use this money. He's like, no. You don't never use your money on a
Right.
business end. Use somebody else's money and let your business pay them back. I was like, oh, shucks. There's things we learn. And,
Right.
and because now I just bought a piece of property, was closing today. Now I paid cash for that, but it wasn't, a big amount. And I'm not going to go in this empty land. I ain't getting no money from it.
Yeah.
I'm just, so at the end of the day, but if I once I learned that, try to use somebody else's money. So they're already putting it up on. So thank you, Shuki, for always being right there. She's already put it. Is it one word? She means business, or spell it out right.
It doesn't
Either way.
matter. Either one.
All right. So say the number again, and then we're gonna start talking about business in just a minute.
Sure. So it's 716-553-5145.
She means business. Do you remember numbers well, like phone numbers?
I used to.
See, nobody does anymore.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: whose number do you still remember?
I remember my mother's number. Because, if somebody needs to bail me out of something,
Come on.
hopefully.
Preach,
Yeah,
preach.
bail her out.
You preaching. But put the Hammond on that. Yeah, I know my parents' number. I still remember both of my grandmothers who have passed on sometime now. I remember.
Wow.
I remember 884. I won't say the rest. And then the other one was 883. And that is it.
Yeah.
I remember my old numbers. Like one of my old phone numbers. And I remember my bedroom number when I was a kid. So I had my own phone when I was a kid. Yeah, I did.
Right.
I'm an only child.
Wow.
So my parents had a phone
But
line.
your mom worked for the phone company, right?
My mom retired from the phone
Yeah,
company.
yeah.
She worked in the engineering
That
department.
makes sense.
Yeah, so I guess we got a discount. I didn't ask. I just asked for a phone. And because I'd always be on the phone and tying it up, it's like,
Yeah, my grandmother wasn't having that. But she wasn't having the old phone lines and all that. I remember when we first started getting cell phones, she was trying to take them at the end of the night.
They said, no.
yeah, it wasn't-
Well, I would fall asleep on the phone.
Everyone
with,
did.
with your girlfriend. You fall asleep.
Everybody.
But you hide it up under the cover.
Yeah.
And that way, when they walk in, you just kind of either hope they don't see that the cord, because wasn't no cordless. Wasn't no cordless.
You didn't run it under the pillow?
No, yeah, but I mean, come on. If she thought I was on it, she was
Yeah,
going to turn the
that's
light
true.
on. So I just, sometimes I just got busted. And you sleep anyway.
Was your
Yeah.
was your mama eavesdropper?
No.
Oh yeah, my grandmother totally did. She would definitely be listening in. And
Oh,
then you
no.
would just hear like an extra breath. Or,
Oh, but she
or a
picked
tap.
up the other phone.
Oh, yeah,
See, I only had
absolutely.
one. It was only one line in my
Oh,
bedroom.
no.
It was one line in my bedroom. Now, yeah, yeah. So my parents always said that their greatest investment was me.
Yeah.
So I had the master bedroom. Yeah.
Wow.
First of all, at first I didn't. And my parents bought me like this really good furniture that's made out of real wood that we
yeah,
still
yeah.
have in the family. I think Aisha got it. I don't know. Probably not. They probably like, we don't want this anymore. But and so when they redid the room, they bought the furniture. They gave me the master.
Wow.
Wow.
And yeah, yeah.
All right.
Big ups, Barbara. Now,
Yeah.
now, I don't. Yeah, I'm a little different. So I'll say this: one of my daughters, got her gun permit, and so today we went out shopping for her gun, and I didn't tell her I was going to pay for it. So so she looking, and they're pretty expensive nowadays. I'm like, golly, she bought the same gun I just bought. But it looked like the price went up $100-something. So I'm like, dang, I ain't really coming. But she ain't know.
Right.
So I said, so you can afford this one? And she was like, oh yeah, Dad, I got it. I'm like, oh, all right, Miss Thing, all right, you doing it right? I guess she said I work every day. She's very responsible. So we get the gun. I reach around to get my wallet. I don't have no wallet. I left my wallet here. So now I'm like, I can't even surprise her. So I'm like, I'll pitch in on this. So I cashed after. Then she's like, oh, Dad, you should have Zelled me.
Yeah. So it goes straight to the account.
Yeah, so that was hundreds of dollars that now, I don't know, but she got her gun. She's so happy. She on her way downtown to get her little, you got to buy your gun, then go downtown and certify it, then come back and go. So, yeah, but that's the kind of parent I am. I just buy you something. I ain't
Yeah.
giving you the master.
Nah, I
bit,
prefer that.
right?
I prefer that.
I just buy you. Dad, I got you. I got you. I got you. But Yeah, I ain't give up no masters. Mm-mm. No, that's Barbara Nero. But I had more kids. I had all these kids in my house. If I had an only kid, if I had one, then maybe.
One kid, you still give up the master bedroom.
One kid that gave me the master bedroom.
No, I'm saying
No, would
you
you?
would. Would you, if you only had one, would you give up the master bedroom?
How you know?
No.
The fact that I have to think about it.
Yeah, that's a
Right,
dub.
exactly.
That's a dub. That's not
Because
happening.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. Reverend Robert Baines told me, may God rest his soul. So Baines always wore really expensive shoes. And he said to me one day, because he had a son and he had Sabrina, daughter. And he said, I don't buy my children expensive shoes because I want them to work like I did so they can buy their own.
Okay.
His son has his earned PhD, and his daughter is a medical doctor. They can buy their own shoes.
Yeah.
And his son is an author, pastor. They can buy their own. So I ain't going to act like I picked that up, but that's a good excuse.
It is a very good excuse. I love how you tied that in.
I want them to learn how to
Yes.
earn their money, open a business. That's what
Yeah.
we're going to be talking about for this last half hour after I get ready for the song. When we come back, and on Facebook and on YouTube, here's the question. What kind of businesses do we need in the black and brown communities? Because when we talk about business ownership, if we need them, why don't we own them then? And why don't we open them? I want you to think out of the box. And when we come back from the break, we are actually going to do a break at the half of the show. I want to thank you for being with us. I know it's going to be successful. She Means Business. Don't say on here that number again.
716-553-5145.
And you text in She Means
She
Business.
Means Business. I will say cutoff is March 10th.
Okay, you should say it's today. For some people,
Yes.
cutoff is the day. Do it today. Do not
Yes.
wait. And I mean this,
Do not wait
folks,
till next
because you're gonna forget. You something gonna come up. You're gonna be outside snowing, shoveling next month, next week. Then you'll be like, "Oh, I meant to do She Means Business." Do it today. Get it done. Don't procrastinate.
Yes.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
I'm throwing it over to the station for our sponsors.
When it comes to something as personal as your clothes, you need to deal with somebody you can trust. That's why so many people turn to Hobson's Dry Cleaning, conveniently located in the heart of the community at 874 East Delavan at the corner of Wyoming.
When you take your clothes to Hobson's, you can trust that they'll be ready on time.
You can trust that your whites will be white.
You can trust that you'll always get a fair price and service with a smile.
You can even trust that you won't have to get out of your car if you don't want to. Hobson's has a drive-through window for your convenience.
Trust is what it's all about at Hobson's Dry Cleaning.
Hobson's Dry Cleaning, your one-stop dry cleaners serving the community for over 30 years at 874 East Delavan at the corner of Wyoming. Call 891-8298. That's 891-8298.
Brian K. Lewis Funeral Home has 3 locations to serve you in Buffalo. 347 Peckham, 2258 Bailey Avenue, and Providence Memorial Chapel at 1275 Sycamore. Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes offers traditional services, and they have services for all faiths. And at Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes, they have air-conditioned parlors and chapels. Financing is available, as is limousine service. At those difficult moments in your life, Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes is available where you are with counseling services. Call toll-free 877-885-7734. That's 877-885-7734. Or locally 845-5545. Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes. We are here to serve you, here to serve this present age. Call today, toll-free 877-885-7734. Or email info@brianklewisfuneralhome.com.
Yeah, so hopefully we are synced up with the station. We are back. So I saw on, let me see where it was. Why do I keep taking my glasses off? I don't know. While I'm getting there, great time last night at St. Luke AME Zion Church.
My God.
What a great time for their Buffalo District Conference of the African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church. I want to thank True Bethel for just showing up and being there. It means so much. Those of you who go to church and your pastor goes out it means so
Absolutely.
much when you show up. So I
Absolutely.
really want to say I really appreciate all of those who came out.
I was going to say, I got home last night. There's two things I thought about. One, it was exactly like what you said. The importance of your home church being there.
Absolutely.
My cousin always used to say, if you go, you help me preach.
Yep.
So I don't have to work as hard if I know, because my antics, everything. So I'm feeding off of you.
Yeah.
And the second thing is, I forgot how long I was in the Methodist church. Like everything, I was just like, oh, I remember this. I remember this. I know
Oh,
the
you
song.
remember the
everything
praise
started.
God from? Oh no. Yeah.
All
yeah.
things come of thee.
All
I
things
remember,
come of thee. That's what
Yeah,
I
I
was
remember all of that. I was like, wow, this is I remember.
Yeah. So it was good being home. And again, thank you, True Bethel. You all are wonderful. So I was looking online, and now I can't find it. I'm going to find it in just a second. A woman was being interviewed. I think it was on, I'm scared to say, a channel, about this directory that she has.
Oh, I saw it.
What channel was it?
I want to say it was Channel 2, WGRZ.
Okay, let's look. And she had a black directory. I bet you Shuki know. I bet you she about to tell me. And you can look up, and it was hundreds of businesses. But it made me think, what type of businesses, even if we already have them, that you think we need in our community, even if we already have it, and we need more of them, or something that we don't have that you feel we need. Sharon Patterson White said you showed out at St. Luke. We had a great time. Chuki, construction, banking, housing, title, insurance.
And she back to that hoodie. She been on this hoodie.
Oh,
since
we got it.
on.
I've got, before we sign off. Yeah, I'm gonna get the hoodies. I just somebody else got on that too. Erica Brown, daycare for young and old. So what? I can't find it. I found it in the back, and I do not see this article.
Was it on? Did you Google it?
No. I just went right to the news station.
Oh, okay.
And I am on Channel 2 right now. By the way, and I know I'm all over the place, but I got so much stuff with me today. Don't forget the telethon, the Variety Club telethon. And those of you on the radio can't see what I'm getting ready to show.
Oh, boy.
But the rest of you. So we have a celebrity child, little beautiful African-American baby.
I saw her on Channel 2 last night.
Yeah, she was there last year.
Yep.
And when Paul called me, Cambridge said we want a child of color on the as a, and I thought about her, and I was thinking, well, maybe they didn't consider her. And then I text Paul like weeks later and said, I got an idea. He said, I got an idea too. And then we get on the phone and we both had the same idea. And so she's going to be on. I have her, I do the magic wand.
Yes.
Well, guess what I ordered for her? Her
Aw, look
own
at
magic
this.
wand. So she will have, it ain't working.
Probably these batteries.
No, I just pulled out the little thing on the battery. Well, this lights up, and she will have her own magic wand for telethon. If you've never seen me on telethon, tune in Saturday night and then Sunday.
Yep.
And I will be in a service on Sunday, so don't skip out. I will be in one.
Yep.
WBBZ. We're on all day long.
Saturday, 6 to 11, and then Sunday starts at 10 a.m.
You know the magic wand.
Oh, God.
I got a new magic wand.
Oh, God.
You saw it first here. I have a new magic wand for the telethon. Here it is. Listen, folks.
Oh, my God.
I ordered this from Magician Central.
Not
I don't play. I don't play. Preaching guy, and you see that light? They can see it on
Not
YouTube.
Magician
They can see it on
Central.
Facebook. Look at that. We're gonna raise over $1 million this weekend for Variety Club, and even the little dancers from True Bethel going to be on there. All right, what businesses? What were you about to say?
As far as businesses, I always think anything that is a service for us, because we are always lacking services. But
what kind? What kind of service?
I was going to say whether it's dry cleaning, some of the ones that were mentioned. Sometimes I think we don't get official daycares. It's always like Big Mama watching the kids down the street, and she throw a little sign in the window says I got a daycare. But an actual like daycare academy center. said the cleaners are more cleaners, even even more coffee shops. And
Do you think we need more coffee shops? Do people drink coffee like that? Like
Yes.
that they're going to stop at all these coffee shops?
Yes, and I love Golden Cup, but I got to come down. Somebody said it's on Channel 4, I think.
Okay.
It's you got to come down Jefferson, but so if I'm on Bailey, then I got to work my way over to Jefferson to get my own, support our own. So I think even some just more variety of everything is needed. Offhand, I think right
is there
now
anything. Okay, like you like cigars. You go to the
Yes.
cigar lounge.
Yep.
I would be in there dying. Well, literally with half a lung
Yeah.
gone. But do you think those type of gathering spots are needed more in Black and brown communities?
Yes, I do agree. And not even if it's not a cigar lounge, I do believe we need more establishments where the young professional and even the older professionals or the more seasoned professionals have a chance to go and don't have to feel like, oh, I need to be out by a certain time because the crowd is getting ready to change, or just like you said, a hangout spot. And I think
That used to be the corner bar.
yeah.
That used to be the corner bar.
Yeah.
And now those are gone. And I'm not promoting that.
Right.
That's what we need. But I didn't think that there would be. Let me just be honest. When the bar, not the bar. I'm stuck on bar now. When the cigar lounge came for their license and all that, and I thought,
Yep.
will people actually go? Will men actually go there on this side of town?
Yeah.
There were some brothers at the Variety Club telethon dinner the other day, and they actually met Paul in a cigar lounge in Williamsville. But I didn't know that this would work. But when you ride down Jefferson, it's like packed.
Yeah, because and I'm sure there was some more, but the most popular one was the only one when I got to Buffalo. The only one was Virgil's on Hurdle, and some people had mixed feelings when they went in there. So that was the only kind of cigar hangout spot, and then. There was a Buffalo Cigar. They opened up a few locations, one downtown and then the one out in Williamsville or Transit on Transit. So and then none of us that look like us very rarely go out to the one in Orchard Park. So so like you said, it's just the gathering spot. It's almost like a barbershop. Like you just like-minded people just gather and. Was in a conversation the other day about
Now,
culture.
I ain't been in the barbershop in a while, but in the cigar lounge, is people talking across each other? Like just talk, everybody in the room just talking?
Sometimes, depending on the conversation.
Okay.
So sometimes, you'll because you might go there to meet a certain group, but then, like, especially if they got TVs, you end up putting on the game, and then the next, everybody's trash talking, or one of the infamous "who's the greatest of all time" conversation starts. So now everybody's involved. So it, it's just that camaraderie, and then. To me, that's what changes cultures and builds communities in some of those gathering spots, because then when I see them walking down the street, like, hey, man, and whether I remember their name or not, we can always say, I saw you in the cigar lounge. Hey, man, how's it going? And then now we have a new connection that I probably would have never had with the person.
So I think when I think about more businesses, the type of businesses we need, number one, I think the more healthier we eat, the more there's a need for fresh food.
Yes.
Definitely.
Agree.
And different types. I'm like, even now, I've been cooking, and which I enjoy, which is my therapy. It used to be my tools, and it still is, but it's like, how much can you build if you ain't got nothing else to build, So, but the cooking you have to do every day. But here's my point. I'm tired now of cooking the same things.
Yeah.
You're only gonna cook so many collards, and
Yep.
and I don't like spinach, and so it's like now I'm ready to venture out on something else, but I still want to stay in a fairly. I'm not like a health nut.
Right.
If I want something fried, I get something fried. I don't want it soaked in it.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I do want some different things, and I want those things to be available in my community. But the honest truth is, it's hard to stay in business with different fruits and vegetables that nobody buys.
Yeah.
That's the reality of it.
No, and that's true. And like you said, and when you talk to those that are in that space, they always will go back to more educating our people first.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so there's like the education and then showing them what you can make with it.
Yeah.
So then they know they can buy it. And so it's always a multi-pronged approach, especially when it comes to food, because like you said, half the stuff sometimes I walk and now I know some of the stuff because I watch Food Network and I'm like, and I hear stuff all the time like, oh, what's that? I've never heard of that. And they're cooking on these competition shows with things I will probably never buy, never eat. And there was a part of my life I wanted to be a chef, and then I'm like, oh, but I can't taste that. I'm not eating octopus. I'm not doing half that stuff. So.
See, I don't either. I'm not a big taster of things I don't know.
Right.
Monique eat octopus. She'll eat ostrich, belly or something, and that. I'm not tasting it. I don't want to be forced to taste it. I think when we talk about different. Somebody said a bowling and skating.
Yeah.
So entertainment now. I'll just say this because I want to say big ups to Pharaoh for what he has done. Now, there's been some, there's been troubles, been some incidents there, but there's incidents everywhere.
Yeah.
And so I want to be careful of that kind of cancel culture, that when there's an incident, we don't just, redo our plans and do that. So I'm still a great supporter of his. So, here's some really good suggestions. Shugi said in Atlanta, they have a place called The Gathering Spot, Black Country Club and meeting space.
That's true.
Because I want to go into a cigarette? I can't physically go and be around all that smoke, but my personality, I wouldn't. I ain't going to no gathering spot, period.
Yeah.
But there's other people who they enjoy that kind of stuff. And I think that having places where you can gather are important. I'm thinking of like out of the box businesses.
So I'm scrolling up. Somebody says fish and meat markets, connective services for special needs.
Now I'll go back to the market. Let's go back to that fish and meat because I started shopping. I shared. I know I didn't share it on here.
Yep.
I started shopping at Broadway Market.
Yep.
And at the butcher on Genesee, Steve Meats. I did not realize how much money.
Yeah, when you told me, I was blown away.
Remember, did I show you a picture? I bought 2 racks of ribs. I bought, which I wouldn't buy this again, but they had it on there like beef and rice, so it's all these end pieces of the beef. I ain't buying that. It's too much fat. It was too much fat for me. Everybody else liked it. I didn't like it. But I bought that. I bought T-bone steaks. I bought pork chops, and I bought some turkey wings. And what did I tell you? $80.
Yeah. Oh, you think you told me it was cheaper than that?
Was it 50? Right.
It
was. It was
like
50.
No more than $60.
I could not believe it. I couldn't believe it. So I learned how to do that. So I do agree, something like a butcher. Here's the crazy part. I keep going back to Doug Ruffin. I was watching Doug's history about the history of Buffalo, Black Buffalo, and he had on, I think it was called the Dewdrop Inn up on Northampton. It was Northampton and Jefferson. And it was eventually bought by a black man, and he had him and his family, and they had a full-time butcher.
Yeah.
So it's out there.
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
I know we're gonna do this on air, but
go ahead.
They want to know your size for the dinners.
My sides for the dinners?
Yeah.
Oh, probably greens and potato salad. They ask it online.
Yeah, no, I got a text. I got a separate text.
And they can mix it up because I bought 4 of them. I'm supporting that
so
organization.
We'll
they can mix it up. Just mix it up. Dang, they just getting through?
No, they text. I was, because I was watching the stream. So
okay. Somebody gonna ask where you're getting fish.
Right, of course.
So I'm gonna tell you where I'm getting it, but you got to call to get them up at St. John's Lodge today. Up on, I believe it's on, Jefferson.
And so someone did. So now I'm back to the stream. Somebody, and I didn't think about this, and of course both of us wear them. An optical. Like, somewhere a black-owned spot where we can get our glasses.
Yeah, because I've been going way out, and they're good,
yeah.
but they're so expensive.
And there's actually a new one downtown.
Is it?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
He's right next to my barber downtown.
You know what else I think we need? And Tyrone has one, so I'm not taking away anybody's business, but we need more. Shoe Shine shops.
Yes.
But I want to go in when I got the shoes on sometime.
Yes.
And get it buff right then and there.
Yes.
And that could be in another business.
Yep.
But I used to go downtown across from the court building, and then
Yeah.
I don't think he's there anymore.
But I think the stand is still there.
Is the stand still
think the
there?
stand is
Because
still
I went
there.
over a couple times and I wasn't able to connect. But we need a shoe shine problem. Here's the thing. Now this is mobile, but a mobile barbershop. Mobile barbershop. Because especially for not just black professionals, but black professionals, you got black professionals, they only have an hour or they got, they're in between. They want a fresh cut before some pitch meeting and all that. I want you to be able to drive up. I get in your van or whatever it is, and you shape up my beard and you drive off.
No, that makes sense. Now, my godbrother has this one. He does mobile detailing of your car. So he'll pull up and wherever it is and detail your car, and then you come out and it's all set.
And it's all set.
Yeah.
And come on. So I would love to. I think that would. I mean, we're just putting it out there for idea's sake of a mobile barbershop in the city. I'm sure there's some around.
Right.
But I think that would be cool. I'm waiting for you and Craig to open the restaurant. No, I'm not. I would never open a restaurant. That's so much. I mean, we had one here, but they tell you just put the bread and then you open it up with the hinge cut and put some bread. That's fine. But like cooking to taste. And restaurant business is one of the hardest businesses to run.
Absolutely.
And I don't have no heart for that.
No. And being a chef, again, it's tough because, like you said, you got to create the recipe easy enough for all of your cooks to be able to duplicate. And then you got to create the nutritional facts. It's a lot.
It's a lot. If I was going to open up something for me, well, you know what it would be. You know, what would it be, Mark?
Funeral home.
Oh, you said it. Come on.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be just like a regular funeral home. It would be like
that one that was on Netflix.
People wouldn't be coming to me because it would be so expensive. They'd be like, "Nah, we just going to Brian K. We going to Brian K, bro. We ain't messing with you." Because it would be like, what did they do? Oh, they was a boxer. Oh, I'm building a boxing ring. I'm doing the whole 9 yards, man.
Why didn't they give them a second season? I thought that was a great show.
Because people was, I thought it was a great show too. Because I love funerals. So, and I know people probably out there said he loves funerals. I absolutely love funerals, and I love them. I'll tell you why. So let me qualify why. Because usually at the death of a loved one, it is one of the lowest times in people's lives. And my goal always is, can I get a great majority of these people to leave with a happy memory when they came in mourning. So when I get that first smile out of somebody, you know me, I'm so amped, and that makes my day. So I love funerals, and I love the whole funeral industry business of really taking care of people when they're really going through.
Yeah, and I think that's the difference. You're not talking about from the funeral of death and blackness and all of that. You're legit saying because I'm uplifting and taking care of people, and that's the difference that people don't look at it. Because even like you said, when you leave a funeral, and then it's like a year later, somebody's like, I still remember what you preached, I still remember what you said. Like I was just telling the staff in the office yesterday about my dad's funeral, and I was 10, but I could still remember what my cousin's grandmother, who was the pastor, said to me when I was standing at the casket.
Wow.
And it's one of the only memories I still have.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
My first funeral, I thought the person, did I tell you this? I thought they was cut in half. I'm not kidding you. My uncles, this ain't funny. This ain't funny, Mark. My uncle got killed in a car. Was it a car accident? So I think it was 2 bodies. I don't know, but it's the first funeral I really remember.
Okay.
So when we walked up to the casket, because he had been in a car accident and it was the bottom is closed.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, his body must have got cut off because they're not showing the whole body.
How old were you? Let's.
I was a little kid. I don't remember.
Right,
I was a little kid. I could barely see into the casket.
Okay, I'm good.
I could barely see.
Yeah. Okay. Now that makes sense.
I didn't see the bottom, so I thought he had no legs.
Yeah. So I get that. I do. I do get that, and especially because of how the death happened. So
Yes.
everything makes sense. Okay.
I didn't carry. I believe my mother probably gonna tell me in 7 minutes. No, that ain't what happened. But that's how I remember it. So I'm going with what I remember. I remember going up to that casket and thinking my uncle or cousin or whoever it was only that the rest of that body got cut off.
Whew. I'm glad you didn't say it at the funeral. Because I'm sure it's somebody's funeral. They're
Maybe
like,
I did.
Where the rest of them?
I was a little kid. I might have said, "Where, mommy? Where?" I don't even remember which cousin or uncle it was, but yeah. So we do need that. Not what I'm just saying. If I had like a whole lot of money,
yes,
and I had a whole lot of time,
yes,
and all that, that's it. But yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
But I would have to have a whole lot of money. I don't have a whole lot of mony. I got retirement money.
And everybody gonna want you to preach it too. So if they came to your funeral, man, you'd be preaching everybody's funeral.
Because I'm gonna be so tired from preparing.
Yeah.
See, because we're going to be getting there like 5 a.m. You got to get all this stuff set up. You got to, you got to, yeah.
Yeah, they gonna want you to preach it.
Other business, but the optical is really interesting that somebody would say that because we are wearing glasses around this joint. So
yeah, and so now I'm just thinking like everything else we need gas stations. Like,
do we need more gas stations?
Black owned?
Oh no, we need black owned of everything. We need more black owned of everything.
I thought that's what we were talking about.
Well, I mean, yeah. I was talking about, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah. But gas is going away. Gas is going away. I don't know if that. It's like my daughter told me today something about they offered a job at the post office. I'm like, okay, but understand, sweetheart, that they ain't posting offices a whole lot nowadays.
No.
Everything is email.
Yeah.
So, and if it had been full time, I'd have been like, oh, yeah, go for it. But
Absolutely.
I'm like, oh, no, not no part time. No, because people not mailing like they did. I'm thinking of like, do we need any more cell phone stores?
No.
We don't have none.
No.
We don't have any.
I mean, unless it's the actual major providers, because between the Obama phones and Boost and everybody else opening up in a corner store, unless you're talking about putting Verizons and AT&T's, T-Mobiles, and actually in our neighborhoods.
Because the one thing we have is phones.
Yes, I agree with that.
We got phones on top of phones on top of phones.
I do agree with that.
So let's. We just dreaming here, y'all. We just dreaming and trying to seed some ideas.
Yeah.
Seed some ideas. Now, what I would like to see is a center where people can share space in our community. Because you got a lot of small business owners that's got to wait till Christmas till some church have a bazaar.
Yep.
Now, if we had a pop-ups, you can't be bringing them fake Louis because it's against the law. You can't bring the fake Louis. You can't bring the fake Michael Kors and all that. It's got to be legit business stuff.
Absolutely.
So that the popo don't come in and shut us down. Because they will come and shut us down, especially on the east side.
Like they do in New York City.
Trust me.
Personal experience. I've been in one of them warehouses, and all you hear is...
First of all, how about I didn't know that it was illegal stuff when I first went. I ain't tell you no story. I went to the warehouse and I bought stuff.
Yeah.
I bought the jeans. I mean, they fell apart like the morning sun rises.
Yep.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then I found out. And I was like, I've been paranoid most of my life. I was like, I am not going in there and get caught up in there.
And sometimes not even the warehouse. I've been on the street. Well, me and my mom, we've been on the street like holding something.
Yeah.
And the guy came, snatched it out the hand, grabbed his tarp, and just took off down the street.
Oh, stole it?
No, it was because he saw the cops walking down the street. So yeah, he was I'm out.
Yeah. So yeah. So you got to have legal stuff, but I think that would be so nice to have like a little mini mall, but you got your own little not walls or but your booth or maybe walls.
So and that's I think the flea market model, which I do, like you said, a co-working space or a flea market model, kind of. And I think when you went to Philly, that was one of the places I said check out the Reading Terminal. Now the Reading Terminal is more like the grand a grander, more beautiful Broadway market.
Oh, I've been in there.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think like things like that where you can.
That
just
was
walk.
huge.
Yes.
That was huge.
Yes.
I remember eating in there
Yep.
because I was staying at a hotel not too
Yep.
far. Eating in there, and it was just so much activity. And this was like a weekday.
Yeah, one of my favorite sandwich spots is in there. It's called the Knicks. You can get a roast. Philly is everyone talks about the cheesesteak in Philly, but Philly is also known for a roast pork sandwich with broccoli rabe and some.
Look what time it is. We didn't got into the food, and so I'm not. My show is over, so I'll just do since we already did the commercials at 12:30. I'll do the verbal commercials. But now I'm so hungry. I hope they got that fish, and I hope that the lodge didn't say it's gonna be ready at 4:15. I ain't got no time to be waiting until 4:15.
No, absolutely not.
When you hungry, you hungry.
Right now.
And I'm what they say, hangry.
Hangry.
I'm hangry.
And it's Lent. We all know everybody want fish fries now.
I don't care about no that is lit. I eat fish all the time on Friday. Hobson's the Dr. Dry Cleaner. 874 East Delavan. 874 is behind my head on YouTube. So those of you who are watching on YouTube and Facebook is behind my head. And then Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes in your hour of need. 3 locations to serve you. This week they served, among others, Johnson, Santos, Evans, and Brown family in your hour of need. It's Brian K. Lewis Funeral Home. You can catch Power to the People show on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yep, we're now on Apple.
I didn't know that.
We're now on Apple Podcasts. And we are now on Spotify.
So they just go and put in Power to the People
Power
radio
to
show?
the People with Darius Pridgeon, and you can catch all of our February shows. That's what's up right now.
Wow, fancy. Could you please by next week get rid of that front opening
It is.
picture that I hate?
You didn't see
Let
the-
me see.
you didn't see the
No, let
different
me
photo?
see, and then I got to throw it back over to Rashad.
I mean, we got to get a professional.
No, yeah, I don't have to be on the radio. Don't put me on the radio. I hate those pictures.
Okay. All right, we'll get a different one.
Oh gosh, I look
right.
like Mr. Rogers.
Okay, we'll switch them all
I know
up.
I start with "It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood," but give me my cool one. One of the cool ones.
Yes, Chucky, they have
All right, we're throwing it back over to you. Rashad, you got it. Till next week, Power to the People.